right, guys, we're right at 6 o'clock on the dot, and I don't want to take up any more of your evening than what I have to. So we'll just go ahead and get on started. This is stuff that you're going to want to learn and things that you want to listen to. And while we're sitting here, actually, let me go ahead while we're giving people a minute, and I'm going to drop the links that we're going to use into the chat. All right. Hi, we have all kinds of people here, people chatting. Hi, Dr. Maria. Hi, Dr. Rob. Hi, Ben. I appreciate all of you for being here. You will see in this comment, in this chat that I've thrown in here, there are 3 links. The first link is if by the time we close out, you want to join Chiro Connect and get started with us, you can just click that link to get started. If you want to meet with me and you have questions about emailing on your own, you don't have to join Chiro Connect or even discuss joining Chiro Connect. If you just need help with what you're doing and your patient communication, and you just have general questions, by all means, that link is there as well. Just book a call with me and we'll talk out whatever questions you have, and hopefully I can help you out. And then the last one is a free PDF. And those are the emails that we're going to talk about during this webinar. And that will be just super basic PDF that will be an easy copy and paste for you. So you'll have those templates. So those are the 3 links that I've just dropped in the chat. So I'm here in Kentucky, and I would love to know where the rest of you are. So people that are joining us live, drop in where you're from, where you're joining us from, and we'd love to hear about that. So, all right, y'all. Look at that. I have a little bit of overlap with my name. Oh, well. Graphic design and slides are not my forte. Hopefully, though, the emails that you get from me look fab. That is what I'm good at. So ignore my little slide, but happy Tuesday. I'm glad that you're all here. I'm glad that you're joining us and wanting to learn how to bring those inactive patients back into your practice. So that's what we're at. Summertime is a great time to do that. And I know how packed your days are. The kids are home. Kids are not in school anymore. And I know for me, my youngest just graduated high school 2 weeks ago. So I'm just now learning the empty nester life and getting an actual summer and no return back to school. So congratulations to everyone whose kids have made it out this year, graduated, moving along, doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. So I've been in this profession for over 15 years, and collectively, as a team, we're a family-owned and operated business. And as a team, we have well over 25 years of experience in chiropractic marketing specifically. So we are a team of highly dedicated, knowledgeable people who know exactly what we're doing. So let's see here. Oh, we've got Kentucky, Virginia. Dr. Maria's in Florida. I would love to be in Florida right now. Hopefully it's beautiful and lovely, and maybe get some beach time in if you live close to the beach. So let's get started by answering one big question, which is, why should reactivation be a top priority for you this summer? And that's simple. It's because summer throws off routines. So think about it for yourself, your patients. It's easier for them to skip their visits, push things off, and just really forget how good they felt after that last adjustment when the kids are home and people just have a whole new schedule now. And it's just harder to keep that routine and keep your weekly, your biweekly, your monthly adjustment. So this is a great time to sort of reset and just remind them, let's not fall out of those good habits. So what most chiropractors do is they wait until things slow down, and then they send out a one single "we miss you" email, and that's typically not what you're going to see the greatest return on. It just doesn't work because it's not specific enough. It's not relevant to what's happening right now. It's relevant to what's happening to you because you're missing them, but it's not relevant to what's happening in their lives right now. And that's where it really misses the mark to send that type of email. So if your message doesn't meet people where they are, like it often just gets ignored, and that's true for email. It's true in every form of communication. Really, it's true for in email, in person, in text message. So during the summer, your patients are mentally just in a different place, and um, as long as you're real with them and they see this authentic communication from you, like that's where you're going to get like a type of return that you're looking for to get those patients activating and joining your practice again and coming back in for that next adjustment. So meeting them where it benefits you, that hey, we miss you, we haven't seen you, versus phrasing things to focus on them is really going to make a difference in how that executes for you. So speaking of the free download that I put together, this is what we're doing. So I'm excuse me, I'm activating this campaign. I'm gonna, for my clients that I manage this for, I did end up last minute throwing one more email into the campaign, and I may add that later on. By the time this replay is available, I'll try to make sure that I have that third added in there. So it's not in this, but it is in the, it will be in the PDF, and it will eventually be what I'm doing for my clients. So next month, for the month of July, I'm activating a reactivation campaign, and here's my process behind that and the way that I'm thinking about it. So instead of doing just a general "we miss you" and blanket throwing that out to everyone, we want to do something just a little more specific. So you start with, we want to pull a list of patients who haven't been in it for at least 60 days, people who have been through your door before, people who know you, they know what you offer, they know what you do, but they've not been in your practice in 60 days, but they have at some point in time. And then we want to send those emails to them. So the first email is going to be, it's a quick story. It's about a fictional patient that I'm sure you've all had who tweaks their back doing yard work, and how one adjustment got them back on their feet and got them feeling better. The next email that we go out with is a gentle push to get on your summer schedule, something that is a little more relevant about being proactive before you do hurt yourself doing yard work, or make a, pull a muscle, strain something. So then so email 1 is story, email 2 is a gentle push, and then email 3 is going to be more optional, and that's going to be the harder push that says, we've got summer reevaluation spots open. We want to get those spots filled, and we have 7 of them available. I would love it for you to book one of those. It's better. I'll have better copy in the third email sounds a lot better, but it's a 3 email series. And basically what ends up happening is you've segmented your list to the people who haven't been in, so we know who we're speaking to. We're sharing a relevant topic, something that we want them to know. This is not about us. It's not about us missing them. It's about your patient who needed help and got that help. And then a gentle nudge, and then a little bit more of an urgent nudge to get them coming back in. And then there's a bonus step of the bonus step is just a simple text message or phone call to the people who showed the greatest interest, which would be the people who clicked to get on your schedule, but then did not actually make it onto your schedule. So say you had 17 people click that email and 7 of them made it onto your schedule. Well, 10 of them didn't. Maybe they clicked during off hours, or something happened and they didn't mean to call. It clicked to call and they needed to hang up. Whatever reason the case may be, you have a good indication that those people likely want back on your schedule. So a nice little bonus would be to send those people a quick text message and just say, hey, saw that you had clicked to get on my schedule, didn't see you there, just wanted to make sure that everything is okay. That process will be all detailed out. And here's exactly what those first 2 emails look like. I know that you can't really see this from your viewpoint. What format lets you see if they clicked or not? Oh, Dr. Maria, I just saw your question right here. Oh, hi, Sarah. Oh, Sarah's joining us from Massachusetts. Welcome. Maria, your question is what format? So that is a good question. It is not the format, it is the software. So for you, I would imagine that maybe you're using something like MailChimp to send your emails. If that's the case, whenever you send your campaign in MailChimp, you would be able to go into your reports and see who clicked the email. And then you would also be able to see exactly which link they clicked on. So you would be able to see if someone clicked to call or if someone clicked to book online, however, that call to action. I have it as clicking to book online in the template, but as you copy and paste this, you can adjust that and you would just change the content from book online to give me a call. So what you would do there is just go into your reporting of your software. So for example, what we will do for our clients, because we are managing this for them, what we would do is their Chiro Connector, the person managing these email campaigns, would go in and pull that list and email that over and say, hey, doc, we just sent our first reactivation campaign. We sent that 24 hours ago. And in the first 24 hours, these are the people that have interacted with that campaign. Here are their names and email addresses. They can look, that doc can look in their EHR and then make a determination if they want to reach back out to them. They can check their schedule and see if the person made it onto their schedule. But if you're managing this on your own, and like I said, you're using something like MailChimp, that's a built-in reporting function that not only will you be able to see who clicks, you'll be able to see what specific links that they clicked on. So you'll know, hey, this person, these 10 people, these 20 people, I mean, it can be, sometimes it's 50, depends on the size of your list and how active your list is. So these 38 people clicked on this email. Let's see who made it onto my schedule. So depending on the size of your list, it could be that you've got 5 people clicking, you can have 40 people clicking. So what is your newsletter? That's a great question. I will answer that later, Ben, and we'll switch over and I'll share that. No, Maria, not regular email. So that's something that you definitely, for you, so the average chiropractor, I'm not sure how big your email list is, but the average chiropractor has around 1,200 email addresses on their email list. Now, if you want to then narrow down to who hasn't been in the past 60 days, take that down to, could be, 500 people, a list of 500, it would be almost impossible for you to sit down and individually email out 500 of these emails to your 500 patients. Also, Gmail, regular email is not set up for that. So it's going to flag you right away that you're copying and pasting and sending the same email. So that's just not, regular email is not going to allow you to do that. What other types of software is there besides MailChimp? Besides MailChimp, you can use, you can Google email service providers. So it would be something like Constant Contact is one. I Contact, like the letter I and then the word contact.com, constantcontact.com, MailChimp. The most popular amongst chiropractors that are not my clients is definitely MailChimp. I think it's just easy to use. And there's free options For you, depending on the size of your list, you would just have to keep their branding, and those are fairly easy to set up. Definitely a lot of videos that would show you how to do it. Otherwise, I know in the realm of cost and whatnot, again, depending on how many email addresses you have and how large your list is, you could be looking at probably around anywhere from free if you have a really small list and don't mind having their branding, up to, you could pay $50, $40 probably without the branding, but you still have to do everything on your own. It would need to be HIPAA compliant. It does not need to be HIPAA compliant because you're not sharing protected information. So just because you're communicating with your patients does not mean that you're sharing HIPAA protected information. So all you're literally doing is welcoming back and sending so for example, and this ties into Ben's question, like, what does our newsletter look like? It's actually a really good question. So, Maria, I'll share that right now so that you can see it as well. I'll just share my screen. Let me see here. Mm. All right, so you should be able to see this email. And so basically, HIPAA protection is that you're sharing, obviously, you know what it is. You're sharing very specific medical information. And that's not what we're doing here. We're just talking in generalities. So you don't, none of the emails that you would send as a chiropractor, unless you are conversing one-on-one with a patient about their specific care, you don't need HIPAA protection in this way. And I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been doing this specifically in email marketing for around 8 years now, chiropractic email marketing. I've worked with well over 1,000 practices, and you absolutely, so I know this for sure, you don't need to be HIPAA compliant. And there's a lot of cost and work associated with being HIPAA compliant. So I would not ever recommend sending the type of marketing emails that you need to be that specific. So let's go back to sharing my newsletter. So you can see the newsletter here. Every newsletter is formatted in this way. The content just changes out. So they all have your own logo at the top. You have a header image here. You have patient education. Here we're talking about working from home ergonomics. So you've the patient education. We have a bit of a personalized area with a call to action to either call to book or to book online. And we include the doc's photo. Then every week we have a weekly wellness calendar. The weekly wellness calendar is just a super cute affirmation style calendar with reminders. They're seasonal. It's relevant. Um, it's the number one thing that people really like about our emails. When I say people, I mean your patients. Chiropractic patients love this type of stuff. They love affirmations. They love being reminded that, to live their best life and be inspired. So this has been easily like the number one thing that people love. We always, every week, I will say we do include a chiropractic definition. And we just think that that's a cutesy way to add and educate your patients. We also include share the love social stories. These are easily dragged over to their desktop and shared via their social, or they can, save them to their phone. And then a last call to action. Some weeks we have reviews here. It sort of just depends on the client and their preferences. And then we link to your socials. So this is what our newsletter actually looks like. And then, like I said, we cover around 40 topics over the course of a year. And so, like I said, the formatting of this and this template stays the same. I'm going to switch back over. That stays the same, but the content just switches out. So, Maria, let me know if you have any other questions around any of that, and otherwise we will continue on here. All right. So this is where that shift in mindset that I was talking about a few minutes ago between the hey, we miss you and the here's a reason why you probably need to come back. So this works because we're shifting your message, like I said, from here's what we want you back, to you probably need to come back, and here's why. We've seen this work with offices of all sizes. I've seen this work anywhere from solo docs who are on their own doing everything to high volume practices with multiple providers. So this campaign and this format is it flexes to fit what you've got going on. If you do choose to do the DIY and use the PDF, by all means do that. And if your list is under 500, I believe with MailChimp, you can send 2 emails for free in a single month. So you would be able to send the 2 email campaign totally for free. It will take some work from your end to do it, but it's definitely worth it. Wait, I did not go over why I was showing you this. Let me back up just so let's discuss where this all fits into your marketing plan. So most chiropractors are always thinking in new patients. That's all they think about: new patients. And then you throw a lot of money at ads, events, and especially paid ads around Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, sometimes even TikTok ads. And ad spend, as you know, and ad management like really gets up there. But your existing patient list, the one that you've built, is your most underutilized asset. So, in this example that you see on the slide here, this particular client, as of today, this subscriber has 939. So I know it's super small. I actually don't think you can even see that in this slide. So I take that back. But so this client, this particular client, I'll tell you, it doesn't show here, but he has 939 patients, active subscribers on his subscriber list. And in the past month, we've sent four email newsletters for him. And in these 4 email newsletters, he's had a 47.7% open rate. So of that, and now I did some math on the next slide. I went in, and of these 4 newsletters, it's really small, so I know that you can't see it, but and I apologize for that, but there were 587 patients. So of the last 30 days, we've sent 4 emails. And in these 4 emails that and some clients we send, we may send as many as 7 or 8 emails, but for this particular client, we are just currently this month we sent 4 weekly newsletters. And like I said, he has 939 readers. He's had a 47% open rate, almost a 48% open rate. He's had 19 clicks, and those are real clicks, not fake clicks. So, just to put this into a little bit of perspective, let me go back to my notes. So, just to give you a little bit of context here, this client, we've sent these 4 emails. He's had over 500 of his patients have consumed at least one of these emails. And that's resulted in 19 clickers. I was sure to pull the stats in the way that I wanted to present them to you. Those are 19 people who have specifically clicked to call his practice. So these people have or to book online. He has both of those options. And these 19 people specifically clicked to either call to speak to them or to book online. Now, to give you context compared to social media, if you were to post for organic post to social media to share the same patient education, for example, with a call to action, still yet to book a call, be sure to book your call. An average social media post gets roughly a 4% reach. So 4% of your list would see it because you posted it to Facebook or to Instagram, versus with email, we've got a 47% open rate, and it's actually a little over 50%. So he has 939 patients, 500 and some odd number, well over 50% of his total patient base has read one of his emails, and at least one of them in the last month. That alone just shows you the power of consistent patient education and communication. So now this is just for retention. This doc is only retention, this example. Now factor in next, and hopefully next month I'll have this repeat to show you that we'll in 30 days from now I'll include the emails that we're about to send, and that will show you that we've sent 7 emails, and now we'll look to see how many opened, how many clicked, and again see the benefit from that. So take reactivation off the table for a second, take new patients off the table, and just take it all off the table and think for just a second, what if 47% of your patient base, and that's just the overall open rate you had, but like I said, over 50% of his patients have read an email in the last month. If you could share a message to over 50% of your patient base and know that they saw that, they consumed that message, tell me how that's not a good thing. And if it takes a few hours or a couple $100 a month to get that done, how is it not worthwhile for your practice? So I'll leave that there. But this is the power of email. It's 587. That's what it was. He has 939 patients, and 587 of them have consumed one of his emails. Like that's phenomenal, guys. That's fab. All right, so um now if you're thinking, okay, I want to try this, what do I send? Don't forget, we've built it out for you. I put it together in the campaign, which patients to reach out to, what to say, when to say it. I included like the little schedule, and then what to do if they click but don't schedule. That's that bonus text or phone call. Include like a quick text for that as well, the copy. So you can download all of that. Don't forget, it's in the chat. It'll also be included in the replay. So you'll be able to get that PDF. It's meant to be basic so that you can copy and paste it. So let me know if you have any trouble with that. You should, if all you do, guys, if all you do is literally download this PDF, load it up into something, and shoot this out, whether you hire us, like if you don't have the funds to hire us, maybe you're, a new provider, you've just opened your practice and you don't have the budget to pay someone to do it. That's okay. Like I said, pick a free option like MailChimp. I promise you that if you pull your list, utilize your list, put it into the MailChimp, send it over to us, hire us to do it for you. Either way, I promise you, you will generate revenue for your practice by doing that. I've never, in all the years that I've been doing this, I've never seen someone do that and then honestly just not make any money, not have anyone sign up, any of that. So let me look here. I'm not seeing any other questions. So if you have any other questions, this is my final call for questions. Go ahead and throw in anything that you might have, and we will move along. So I'll look again right before I sign off, but so here are some client testimonials. And again, I will just let you know. Let me look here. Sorry. Go back. All right. I do just want to let you know that this is obviously exactly what we do at ChiroConnect. So if you want to join us, we would love to have you join our service. We are not a software. We're not a course. You don't log in to learn anything. You don't log in to manage anything. We're a concierge, full service, full of people. So we're a team of people who strategize, write, send your emails, monitor your emails every single week. Plus monthly reactivation campaigns just like this one. We have newsletters every week. We have monthly check-ins, reactivation campaigns. Say, for instance, I know in my last webinar, I covered going out of office. Say you've gone, you're out of office, a last minute out of office notification. We send those emails. We used it a few months ago. We used that type of email to reactivate 7 patients and get 7 appointments on the books. So it's really a more of a concierge service, a team of people, and for a very limited time. And I say very limited because this rate, this $199 introductory rate, is about to be sunsetted permanently. So I will be completely honest with you. Today is not the very last time you'll see it, but it's one of the last times. Probably after July, we will never have this rate again. And even if you say, hey, 2 months ago, I saw you, or last month you talked about the 199 rate, that will be going away. So that is $100 off for right now, that $199 special. And like I said, you're going to get weekly custom newsletters, custom reactivation campaigns. So if you're ready to jump in and get started, there are no commitments, there are no fees. Do you have campaigns, tips, etc. for staff list? Hi, Dr. Maria, I do. Honestly, I will tell you, if you are a staff list practice, if I were you, I would honestly spend the $199 if you can afford it and pay somebody else to do it, because it's a lot of work. But yes, I would be happy to, and I'll be happy. I saw your email earlier today. I did see your name, and I just hadn't had a chance yet to email you back. But when I do email you back, I'll include a couple of links. Like I said, if your list is smaller, you can use MailChimp for free. You can send up to 500 contacts, I believe 2 emails in a month, to get free service out of them. You can use Canva for free to create your emails. If you can afford the $199, I promise you it's a lot of work and it's easier to pay somebody else to do it. But yes, and when I email you back, I'll include those links and kind of a little more context. But be sure to download this PDF, and I'll include it in that email too, so that you've got it. But right now, if I were you, I would be thinking, if you have questions and you're about how to download people from your EHR, it's certainly really advantageous for you to be sure to segment them and kind of play around with it. So as a service, I have some clients who don't want to send me anything like their patient list. So all I ask of my clients is to let us know what's new and let us know when something's happening, so that we can bring that to attention, obviously, and then give us your new patients. I have some clients who don't want to give me their new patients. Instead, they just assign me a role in their EHR, and I log into their EHR and I pull their new patients every week. So for that client, for example, he uses the client that I'm speaking of uses Chiro HD. So I'm going to log into that account. I'm going to go to his advanced patient search feature. And then I'm going to kind of whittle down to people who have been in at least one time in the past, probably 3 years, but has not been in the last 60 days. Pull that list. You can utilize Canva partially for free. They have a free version. Can utilize a free version of MailChimp. Be prepared to spend definitely a few hours getting used to those things. But I will, like I said, I did receive your email earlier today, and I will email you back and include some of that. Now, if you do, or if anyone listening, Melinda, will this be recorded? Absolutely. I will record this and email it to you. It takes a little while for the recording to become available. So whenever it does, it should automatically send that to you. It would be either later on tonight or first thing in the morning. But so yes, there will definitely be a recording. And in that email, I'll also include the link to download this PDF in case you're on your phone or whatever and can't get it right now. So no worries on that. But the 3 links that I will be sending you, like I said, I'll include these in the replay as well. All 3 links are in this chat. The first link, if you want to get started, there are no commitments. So you don't have to sign a 12-month agreement. You don't have to pay a setup fee. Basically, if you click and you pay your $199, my team is going to go to work immediately. So the first thing I'm going to do is go take a look at your website. There's not been anyone sign up yet that I haven't found 90% of what I needed to know right off the bat. So in the very beginning, we spend the first day or so really getting to know your practice. We email you over a really simple account setup form that basically says, "Hey, what's your website? What's your from name? What from email address? What are the patients that you most likely want to get back into your practice, and then what events, special offers, anything like that you have going on." So through all of this, I have some clients. I have one client who's actually in the UK. We're international. We're in multiple countries, but one of my clients in the UK, they post a lot to Facebook. So like every week, I'll go ahead and jump onto Facebook and see what they've got going on. So um, so at the end of the day, you get a dedicated, we call ourselves Chiro Connectors. You get a dedicated connection between your practice and your patient list. And you can use this in so many ways. It really depends on you and your practice. But at this point, because we're getting started, we're just a little over a year in, we're just continuing to build our client base. And but at this point, we've sent hundreds of thousands of emails. We have a fairly solid 40% average open rate. I have a few clients that were struggling with open rates, but that's just um, due to um, poor sending habits before, poor list quality. But on average, and that's crazy to say that on average, the chiropractors that we're working with have a 1,200 persons list, and we're getting 40% open rates. So 40% of their patients at minimum are reading and consuming what they have to say. So, um, I would love for you to join us. We're passionate about this. And I have been, like I said, I've been in this since I was, gosh, guys, I think I was 27 years old. 27 years old when I started working in chiropractic marketing. And my daughter, who is actually 27 years old right now, has been working in chiropractic marketing since she was in high school, and dedicated since through college, and after she stayed dedicated. So our team is here to support you. We have we have hundreds of chiropractors that we've worked with over our career and that we continue to work with, and bringing your patients back in is really what our focus is. So I cannot thank you enough. Thank you for being with me on a Tuesday. I'm in a sunroom and it's getting really warm in here this evening, so we're going to call it a day. We're almost 40 minutes in. I appreciate so many of you have joined me tonight and literally stayed with me. So if you're still hearing me speak, give me a thumbs up, or I'll give you one. Thank you for being here. If you're here, still here hanging out with me, like, I just appreciate you so much. So I'm dedicated. Like I said, go ahead, book a call. Maria, if you want to book a call with me, if you have other questions, I'm more than happy to spend an hour with you, kind of like talking down how to help you get started on your own if you need to DIY this, because spend the time to do it. If you don't have the budget to hire someone, or it's just not what you're wanting to do right now, maybe you just don't want to hire someone and it's nothing to do with budget, that's a-okay. But it is worthwhile for you to do. Like I showed earlier, and I'm just going to take a second, guys, 1 second. I know I'm long-winded and all that, but 1 second to go back to this slide. It like just the fact that an almost having 47, almost 48% of your emails opened, your communications consumed. Now, factor in what you want to say in addition to this. So don't just think about what we wanted to say. Don't just think about the ergonomics that we shared, or this week. I'll give you just a sneak peek for tomorrow. Even tomorrow, June is Men's Health Month, so we're going to very specifically be going into men's health tomorrow. And again, imagine if you have almost half of your patient base consuming your email, you're educating them on men's health, and then you're turning right around and sharing with them something else. what is that other thing you could be talking about? Is it to come in for a foot scan or a posture scan? Is it to come in for soft wave therapy or shockwave therapy or decompression or weight loss? Like the list can go on and on. So just the example that I showed you earlier is just an example of one client that we have. And I believe in the example that I was showing you guys, he was talking about a foot scan, his foot levelers scan. So it doesn't have to be that. It can be almost anything, and the choice is yours. So if you, sorry, I missed the later part. Sorry, Dr. Rob. Oh, Dr. Rob is in Alaska. That's awesome. My daughter, who her best friend uh, lives in Alaska, and she just got to visit Alaska for the first time, and is was just telling me a few hours ago her plan to go back. So thank you, Dr. Rob. And I know it's still early there. You'll see this replay, and if you have questions, be sure to book a call with me. But like I said, if you have a patient list that has 300 clients, I have a client who we email 98 patients every single week, and we have for over a year now. Every single week, we don't miss a beat. We email 98 patients. He does not get a ton of clicks from that small of a list. Obviously, it's just not realistic the way that things go. But he has 60% of his patient list opening every single week his newsletter just for patient education. Like that's fabulous. How is that not a good thing? I will say, guys, this is new. I know I'm still going on. I will end in a few minutes, but if you're still with me, this is new. I have received dun 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 the dreaded cancellation request. So I think I received it because I jinxed myself by claiming that we've never had any. And then I got one and I was like, oh my gosh. But I will tell you, this client, I will say that this is my fault. I hope and he's not on this, he did not register for this webinar. He's not here. But I do hope that he does not cancel because the problem is not my content. The problem is something on his end. And this deserves the chance to figure out what he's seeing as his problem. And let's turn that around and fix it, because I know that the content is great because we work on that and we monitor that, and other people have fabulous results. So I just want to say, I just want to take a minute to acknowledge that there is sometimes that we've got to work up to those great numbers. So if you get started and you don't, or if you're DIYing, and maybe Maria, I'm saying this for your benefit, if you are DIYing this and you get started and it's a lot of work and you're like, well, I'm not getting that good of an open rate, like she said, that's okay. That means that you need to start tweaking, and you just need to keep working on it until you get that open rate. There's nothing that says you won't get that open rate. You just might not get it, from email one. So take that as just your motivation to, if you get started, and don't just give up, or think that you might give up after you know the first newsletter or so, because you've put in some work. Again, in the email. So guys, I didn't put this in the PDF. Maybe I should have. Maybe I'll put it in in the follow-up emails. I'll be sure to add it. Another one, Maria, is obviously Chat GPT. I had a very good call earlier today, and we were talking about Chat GPT and how to use that in chiropractic. You can definitely use that for free as well to write your newsletters. But something that I was expressing earlier today that I want to remind everyone here is ChatGPT fills in the blanks with incorrect or made up data. So you have to be very, very specific that if you're going to go that route, read everything that you get back from ChatGPT and think, try to think, and give it challenges. Ask ChatGPT, are you 100% sure that everything you're saying here is accurate? Because sometimes it will fill in stats, especially around care or research that's not, ChatGPT is not PubMed, and you don't want to go get your clinical research from there, obviously. But if you're the lifestyle stuff, you just want to make sure that whatever it's saying to you, it's actually accurate. So, but for the purposes of a reactivation campaign, download the PDF, use what I've already done for you. Utilize some of those free resources if you need to. If you can afford the 199 or you want somebody else to do it for you, definitely be sure to join us. Click the links. You can always go to getchiroconnect.com and go to /book and you can book with me. You can see my calendar link here. And I guess that's it, y'all. I'll close up. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. And I hope that some of you book a call with me, at least talk to me about this webinar and talk to me about what you are doing to communicate with your patients and how that's working out. I just would love to talk to you and brainstorm. So I typically learn something new from every doc that I talk to. So I love it and thank all of you and have a great rest of your week. Look for emails from me with follow ups. All right. Thank y'all. See you soon.